Welcome to the Food Bank of South Jersey's Child and Adult Care Food Program Site Supervisor Training. This training will cover basic information about the program, requirements of a site supervisor, proper meal service, and the program monitoring process. The Child and Adult Care Food Program, or CACFP, is a federally reimbursed program created to provide nutritious meals and snacks to low-income adults and children. At the federal level, it is administered by the USDA, and at the state level by the New Jersey Department of Agriculture. The Food Bank of South Jersey provides food for meal sites at no cost to the site. We are then reimbursed a set amount for each meal served. Specifically, FBSJ operates an at-risk CACFP meal program. This means that our sites are in at-risk locations, defined by the government as an area where at least 50% of school children receive free or reduced price lunch. Within these at-risk areas, meals can be served at any community-based program that offers enrichment activities after the school day ends. Meal sites include schools, daycare centers, and community centers. Any child under the age of 18 that participates in a meal site's programming is eligible to receive food through CACFP. There are no individual forms or applications for children in the program. Again, a meal site must be in an at-risk area and provide educational enrichment activities outside of normal school hours. The Food Bank of South Jersey is your CACFP sponsor. As a sponsor, we report to the New Jersey Department of Agriculture and maintain many meal sites. We are also responsible for providing food, ensuring compliance with state guidelines, and monitoring meal sites. You are part of a sponsored site. You receive food at no cost and are responsible for the distribution of that food to your program's participants. As a site supervisor, your other responsibilities include following the monthly menu, serving food at the appropriate time, keeping up-to-date records, attending a yearly training, and staying in regular communication with FBSJ. Throughout the rest of this training, we will be going through your responsibilities as a site supervisor in more depth. All CACFP meals must follow state guidelines. According to the USDA, there are 5 dietary components: milk, meat, fruit, vegetables, and bread. A snack must contain 2 different components. A dinner must contain all 5. When you follow your menu, you will be in compliance with these meal requirements. Your meal sites will serve food either in unitized dining or family style. Unitized dining means that all food is pre-packaged and pre-portioned. Proper meal service entails giving each child the items specified by your menu. Family-style dining is when there are communal dishes for children to serve themselves from. It is up to the site to make sure that each child takes the required amount of each item. All snack sites have unitized dining, and all dinner sites have family-style dining. All meals must be served within the 15-minute window before or after your approved serving time. Listed on the slide are the minimum serving quantities that children must be served. They may be served more than these minimum quantities, but not less. At all snack sites, the pre-packaged portions will meet these requirements. Any milk served must be 1% or skim. Any juice must be full strength. Juice and milk cannot be served together as 2 components of the same snack. All bread and cereal served must be whole grain or contain enriched flour. FBSJ ensures that all of these guidelines are followed when creating your menus. Your monthly menu will be emailed or attached to your order. If you do not have a menu for the current month, you must contact FBSJ immediately. You must always serve what is listed on the menu. If you don't have the correct items, you must also contact FBSJ immediately. It is your responsibility to keep an accurate inventory record. Doing so will ensure that you have all the items necessary to follow the menu. Lastly, the menu must be displayed in your meal serving area. To ensure that your records are easily accessible, accurate, and up to date, you are required to keep a site binder on the premises of your site. This binder should contain all items listed on the slide. If you have any questions about any of the items listed, please contact FBSJ as soon as possible. When FBSJ monitors come to your site, they will be checking all of these records. Attendance and meal count records should be kept for 2 years. While they do not need to be kept on site, staff should know where these documents are if asked. Here are examples of the sanitation and fire certificates that are required. Both are valid for 1 year past the printed date. It is the site's responsibility to provide FBSJ with a new one when they expire. All sites are required to keep accurate inventory records. If your site receives items in bulk, be sure to submit an inventory sheet with your paperwork each month. Make sure this form is filled out accurately with each food item, expiration date, the number per box, the serving size, and the quantity you have on site. Do not include expired items on your physical inventory form, and make sure that you are not serving expired items. If you receive individually packed snacks, be sure to alert FBSJ as soon as possible if you are receiving excess snacks or need more. You should not be regularly receiving significantly more snacks than you serve. There is an option to complete an online inventory sheet. This allows FBSJ to have real-time inventory information. You would not be required to physically fill out and send inventory sheets, and it automatically calculates the total number of items you have. It will also show you if any items are expired or expiring soon. If you're interested in this option, contact FBSJ. You are required to keep up-to-date attendance records. FBSJ will provide you these forms monthly, either via email or with your order. Be sure to fill out this form in its entirety. This includes the daily attendance total at the bottom of each column, the monthly attendance total, the number of days your program operated, and the average daily attendance, or ADA. ADA is calculated by dividing the monthly total by the number of program operation days. Be sure to report this number rounded up to the next largest whole number. Also include the name of the individual who regularly prepares this form. Do not use whiteout on this form. If you make a mistake, draw a single line through the error. Here is an example of a properly filled out attendance form. It includes the name of the individual who prepared the form, daily totals, monthly totals, the number of program operation days, and the ADA. In addition to the attendance forms, you are required to submit monthly meal count forms. This form needs to be filled out at the point of meal service. This is a state regulation. As you hand a child a meal, you need to be recording that on this form. Both the attendance and meal count forms need to be returned to the food bank by the 5th of the following month. Some copy of these forms, either faxed, emailed, or originals, need to be at the food bank by the 5th of the following month. For example, forms for meals served in March need to be at FBSJ by April 5th. If you fax or email copies, the originals must also be mailed to FBSJ later on in the month. Be sure to tally the daily meal totals in the appropriate boxes, highlighted on the slide by the orange box. Include the monthly meals total in the at-risk box, indicated on the slide by a red circle. Be sure to sign the form on the designated line, highlighted here by a red box. Here is an example of a properly filled out meal count form. Note that the number of program operation days, daily meal totals, and monthly meal totals are all filled out. Additionally, this form is signed. As with the attendance form, do not use whiteout on it. If an error is made, cross it out with a single line. There is an option to submit meal count and attendance records online using Google Forms. There are still 2 forms that need to be submitted electronically daily, but there are no physical forms that need to be sent in. If you select this option, FBSJ creates the forms and sends you links to access them. A sample of this form is presented on the slide. You simply select the date, check the students that were in attendance or received a meal, and press Submit at the bottom of the page. This information is then instantly accessible to users at FBSJ. These forms are easy to use and can be accessed on any device that has a web browser. If you are interested in this option, contact FBSJ. FBSJ monitors all CACFP sites 3 times a year. You will be notified when the first monitoring visit will occur. The other 2 will be unannounced. Monitors look to ensure that meal sites are in compliance with all federal and state regulations. The most common things monitors look for are listed on the slide. These 2 signs must be displayed prominently at the meal site. They are provided to your site at the beginning of each school year. Alternatively, these signs can be printed for free online by searching the terms listed on the slide. Additionally, a sign indicating that you are an FBSJ partner will be sent to you. This must also be displayed at the meal site. If a deficiency is found during a site monitoring, the site will receive a site finding. Common site findings include serving the wrong items, meal counts not taken at the point of service, and missing documentation. Depending on the severity of the site finding, different actions may be taken. Most commonly, technical assistance is offered on-site. If more severe site findings are found, additional consequences may occur. Two-way communication between sites and FBSJ is crucial to a successful program. If the food bank is unaware of your issues, we cannot work to resolve them. If your site has a meal service time change, a field trip, or change in participation levels, please contact the food bank as soon as possible. Amanda Conover administers this program and is your point of contact for any questions, comments, or concerns about CACFP. Her contact information is listed on the slide. At the beginning of each school year, each child in the program should receive a household contact letter and survey for their parents to complete. FBSJ will provide this letter for you to distribute. After completion, each site must collect the letter and send it to FBSJ with your next monthly report. Attendance sheets and meal count forms should be filled out daily and must always be completed in their entirety. These forms need to arrive at the food bank by the 5th of each month. The menu must be followed and meals should be served only at your approved time. Lastly, communication is critically important for the success of a CACFP program. Always be sure to communicate any changes, questions, or concerns regarding the program promptly. Thank you for your participation in the Food Bank of South Jersey's CACFP Site Supervisor Training. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please contact Amanda Conover, Direct Service Associate at FBSJ.